Any injury?
Yeah, Greg Steesman turned his ankle, so he's not going. And good question.
Thank you.
Very alert.
Stole it from me.
There you go, stole it from him. No, but he's not going, so Lucas is dressed in this place.
You excited?
Very excited, and now we get into meaningful basketball, and I think it's something we worked hard to get ready for. So it's time to be excited. If you're not excited now, you won't be.
Kyle was saying, and DeMar too, were saying that the question that they have in the locker room is how the team deals with adversity. Is that the question that you have of this team?
I've always had that, and especially this year because everybody's such a good feeling around the city, and and like I tell them, everybody loves somebody to see them fall off the cliff, fall off the wagon a little bit. So how we handle that is going to really tag our season, so to speak, because that's when you're going to see the test our chemistry, test our roles, test everything. Is when we something happens, we fall down. Is how we get back up. And I've seen it so many times, been in so many situations with the expectations. If you don't meet them, everybody's, oh, are they meeting the expectations? Are they going to get there? What's going on? Then that's how we're going to, because, again, it's a process. It's a marathon. And I know that, been through the grind so many times. The veteran players in the locker room been through it. Kyle's been through it. Now DeMar's been through it. So, we just got to keep consistent with our performance and then the process and building where we're going and keep our nose to the grind.
As for development, are you happy with what you've seen with the players in the preseason and in practice?
No, I like our team. And what I'm saying is, I don't know if we're where everybody expects us to be right now, because it's the expectations are off the charts. But we got to keep our nose to the ground. We know who we are as a team, and I like our team. I like the talent we have on our team. So it's going to be a constant process of growing each and every day, getting better. We practice every day, not to beat Atlanta, not to beat this team. It's to get better as a team, as a unit, in what we're trying to do.
You mentioned the expectations. How do you kind of temper those and make sure that the guys don't get caught up in all the hype?
I think if you listen, I'm saying the same. I've said the same thing from day one. It's a process. We're doing, we're on our way. We know who we are. I'm not going to put a number on how many wins with the expectations, but we're a good team. We're going to defend the division, and I think I've been consistent with that. So, and it's the same message to the team, by the way.
Is there any benefit to how close these guys obviously are in that locker room now?
The continuity is huge. Same guys coming back. The defensive approach, the offensive approach, terminology, practice, shoot-around, everything is consistent. So, and that's part of the growth. And, that's how you become a lot like San Antonio, where the ball's zinging around, moving. You know where everybody is because you've been together so long. But if you changing the roster, changing the coaches every year, then that's when the stand around comes and you don't know where this guy's going to be. But that's the good thing with our team. We know who can do what and where everyone should be. Now, that doesn't guarantee they're going to be there all the time, but we have a good feeling of where guys should be within the defensive schemes and offensive schemes.
Do you think this team is better than it was last year based on what you've seen?
We don't know. I mean, we got to play the games first. So again, we'll let you know. Give me another couple of weeks, and I'll let you know that, Nathan.
Any fans engage you outside of because we know they did during the playoffs and just when you were on the subway. But any fans engage you ahead of the season when you were outside just watching?
Oh, the fans are great. I mean, talking to the fans around the city and seeing the fans around the city, the players have gone through it. The excitement is there with the fans, and it's great to see. Somebody asked the other day, would you rather have the excitement and expectation than the other way around? I'd rather have that, because then we all should strive to get there where everyone expects us to be. So it's great. We have the best fans in the NBA. We the North is huge. Our players are feeling it. But now again, we got to understand and be real as far as our work ethic and how we approach things in a business way.
Do you think it's obviously you're not in control of marketing, but when you see those We the North banners outside, and they're all over the city now, do you sometimes think, well, maybe that's a little too much, maybe it's not effective, or is it just right?
I don't think so. I think that's what we've been building, trying to get basketball in that light, so to speak, in the country of Toronto. Country of Canada and the city of Toronto. I think that's huge for the young kids, the younger generation. I think Vince Carter started. I think this is another shot in the arm, kind of where we are and where we're trying to go to for young people and for the country. So no, I see nothing negative about that whatsoever.
When you see kids wearing Lowry jerseys and DeRozan jerseys, what goes through your mind?
Well, it's the same thing we built in Seattle and Dallas. In Dallas, we were fighting football, and here in the tradition is hockey, which is rightfully so. And you always, feel good when you see that influx of jerseys, talking about basketball, the banners. All those things are huge when you're trying to get that spotlight on the sport. And but with that spotlight, like we were talking about, expectations are there. So as a team, we've got to meet them. And again, we're going to stub our toe. Yeah, well, we're going to go 82-0. No, but how we bounce through those tough times is going to determine who we are.
After preaching rebounding throughout camp, what kind of a test is this tonight with Millsap and Horford in the hunt?
Huge, because it's a different type of rebounding, Josh. It's a speed and quickness rebound. Horford is an all-star athlete, quick on his feet, so it's a different type. It's not a muscular rebound like Sacramento, where you got to go and muscle Cousins out of there. It's more of a speed and quickness, turn and see where they are, because they're darting to the rim. So we've worked on that and talked about that. So that's an excellent test for us tonight to test our defensive rebounding acumen.
Last year, you guys were almost the underdogs and could sneak up on teams. Do you feel like after the way last year went, that has changed coming into this year?
It has changed a little bit. I mean, team, when you win the division, people kind of see who you are and that type of thing. We're not sneaking up on anyone, so that changes a little bit from that standpoint.
Is there a statistical category that you're looking at that'll kind of be the bellwether for your team?
We were 24th in rebounding last year, and we got to do a better job. Where I think we're 29th or 30th in attempts at the rim, so that means guys are attacking our rim. So we got to protect the rim. We got to rebound. Those two are huge numbers. I'd probably look at defensive numbers first, because your offense usually lags behind your defense a little bit at this time of year. So. But defensive rebounding is going to be a huge number that we look at each night, especially if we're getting stops. If we're getting stops, we got to come up with the ball, because all that energy is for naught if you don't come up with the ball. So that will be one category, I think, throughout the year that we'll be looking at.
I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy not to be taking any tanking questions.
Well, I don't think I took any last year, but it's good. I mean, we're growing. Our organization is where we kind of projected to be. The expectations are kind of off the charts, a little bit too high, but I'd rather have that than the conversations you're talking about. And we're getting to where we want to go. Are we there yet? No. We still have a ways to go to get there, but I like the direction we're going, and it's in the positive direction.
What's bigger, football in Texas or hockey in Toronto?
That's a loaded question. That's a very loaded question, Eric.
I'll let you know.
It's close. It's close to even, because the Cowboys for years have been great in Texas, and the Leafs have been the show here in Toronto for a long, long time. And I don't know if those two things are ever going to change, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. So, and they shouldn't. I mean, tradition is huge. I mean, hockey is so beautiful for this country and this city, and football in Texas, high school football in Texas. I mean, they have hour shows of high school football in Texas, so on Friday night. So I had to get used to that. But, again, winning and building the program the way Rick has done and Cuban has done in Dallas is kind of shuffle the light just a little bit, not all the way, but just a little bit.